Welcome aboard. I'm Glenn Poplemke, your host for this Texas Outdoors video production of The Game. We are in the Port Isabel, South Padre Island area of Texas and fishing the lower Laguna Madre. It's June, the air temperatures have been in the 90s, water temperatures in the 80s, and the winds have been moderate. The tides have been exceptionally high, bringing good clear water into this bay system. We're fishing out of the Fingers in Port Isabel. This is a unique area that allows fishermen and boaters easy access directly from their lodging into the laguna. There are numerous places to stay in Port Isabel with a fair number directly on the Fingers canals. Several RV parks are also located on the Fingers. We're operating out of the Oyster Cove condos. We will be fishing a number of areas in Laguna Madre that include the Laguna Heights Flats, Laguna Vista Flats and Lake area, the East Flats, Gaswell Flats, Holly Beach area, the Flats Barton Intercoastal Waterway, Mosquito Flats, and South Bay. We will be primarily using hardware, top waters and plastics being our key baits. Come along now and enjoy some great fishing action. To give you some idea of where we're fishing in the Port Isabel area, I've kind of laid out this map, and this is the Fingers area right here in Port Isabel. It's laid out just like some fingers. We come out of the Fingers and head directly out into the bay. It's a very short trip out into the Laguna Heights. As you head northwest out of the Fingers, directly coming out of the channel there, you'll go into the Laguna Heights Flats area. This area is probably about 2 miles from the entrance of the Fingers. Most of this water in here is 3, 4, 5 foot of water. What you're looking for here is the color changes. It's a very clear area, a lot of grass, but then you do run into some sandy areas. So you're looking for color changes, and as you head east out of the Laguna Heights area, you'll head toward the Intercoastal Canal, and this runs you into an area called the Long Bar. This is a long spall bank area that's very shallow. Area, great morning fishing here. A lot of redfish, trout caught on this area right in this on these flats here. Heading further to the north, you've got the Laguna Vista Cove and Laguna Vista Flats out here. You've got Laguna Vista Lake, which is a great red fishing wade area. Moving further to the east, then you've got the Holly Beach area. We fished a lot in that area, and then a little further out from the Holly Beach, you've got some more of the north area that we fish. A lot of good drift fishing in this area. As you head east to the eastern shoreline off of South Padre Island, you'll come into an area that we call north of the Conference Center. This area is a very, very clear area. Hardly ever muddies up. A lot of grass, a lot of sand in this area. And mainly what you're looking for here is to try to fish a sand hole. Moving back to the south, we've got the Mosquito Flats area, which is located just south of Port Isabel. This entire shoreline here is great morning fishing. This is all mangrove trees in here, and these flats hold a lot of trout and redfish early in the morning. Look for a very high tide to fish these areas. We're moving into South Bay right now. South Bay is one of the real shallow bays. You move in through here. There are a number of guts up in the front. We fish the back end of this thing. There's some creeks that come in back here. You can come straight from the front entranceway here, come straight to the back, run this back shoreline up the back side. Just be careful. There's some oyster reefs up in here you got to be careful about. And also, then if you move back to the south, there's some south flats in here, and a lot of people fish this. Good trout fishing in this area. Move back out to the front. There's these deep guts up in here that you can fish with a deeper hull boat. You don't need a shallow water boat to fish this, but Just be careful. This is a great bay to fish, but it's also a pretty treacherous bay at times because of the shallow water.
We're on camera this morning.
You mean it's working? Well, I'm preparing for a big time fish. It's called rigging up. This is the killer bait right here. Called a paddle-tail gambler. Glenn fishes with a zillion lures. This is it. This is all I fish with.
Not a zillion, just 5 or 6 different ones.
That's right.
You may have to net him himself, but you know how that goes. A big trout.
I fish for several reasons. Most of all, I cherish the time it allows with my friends and the time it allows me to be out in God's fantastic creation. Just rewind those sunrises and you'll know what I'm talking about. Fishing is a challenge. It's a game. Mike McBride, who operates Skinny Water Adventures out of Port Mansfield, Texas, wrote an article in the August issue of the Gulf Coast Connection entitled Got Game. He states that fishing is much more than filling those Ziplocs with fillets. The real meat of the matter is how we play the game. Fishing can be a simple or a very complex endeavor. How we approach it determines the type of game we play. Artificials tend to raise the bar. So what is a game? To play it, you got to be in it, and that takes confidence, drive, patience, tenacity, and many times athletic exertion. It's a total mission of discovery, stalk, and capture. Each morning as you idle out of the harbor, motivation comes from one simple question. What will be the game plan for today? There are lots of ways to put meat on the table, and I enjoy fresh fish as much as the next. But we can get meat almost anywhere. So what do we get out of this game besides full Ziplocs? Hopefully lots of memories and a challenge that is established by our last outing. Our experiences from this game are never ending. They are in our dreams, our relationships, our wallets, and our lives. You got game? I'm with Damon Ankerman this morning, my good friend from Spring, Texas. And we're out here on the Laguna Vista Flats. I should say maybe the Laguna Heights Flats. Actually, we're between Laguna Vista and Laguna Heights. We're fishing about 3 foot of water. We've got a strong incoming tide this morning, and we've been connecting with some pretty good fish here. In fact, Damon's got a good one on right now, and wind has laid a little bit, and so we're really, in fact, this is a tremendous trout. Looks like about a 28, maybe 29 inch trout, and it got off, and in the process, the lure came loose and hit me right in the eye. You can see right here where the tail came off. Anyway, we're going to continue to chase after these trout and see what we can do today. You can see right here we're in about 3 foot of water on the recorder, and a little bit here I'm going to give you the coordinates of where we're located here in Laguna Heights Flats.
That's a good stringer fish, Damon.
Is that pretty or not? That is beautiful.
Got one fish there that'll go about nearly 24, and the rest of these are good
Good solid trout.
good solid trout. We got a limited.
I'm fishing with my good friend Don Scoggins. Don is a resident of San Benito, Texas, and has been in the valley all his life. He runs a nursery over in the Harlingen area, and he and his grandson are with me today. And by now he's hooked up to a pretty good redfish. And Don is an outstanding fisherman. He fishes a lot out of the Arroyo and catches a lot of redfish in the Arroyo area. And I'm just looking for him to show me some things today here on the Laguna Madre down here around Port Isabel. He and I have fished together before down here, and he always seems to be able to put it on me and catch a few more fish than me. But maybe today I can do a little bit better than him. Like I say, it's always great to have a kid on board your boat, take a kid fishing, especially one that can net fish. We've got Don's grandson here, and he does one heck of a job netting these redfish for us.